the WordPress dashboard. When you first log into your WordPress, you'll be faced with a dashboard, and it's in this dashboard that you'll get a first glance of things that are happening with your WordPress. Right now, what we can see is some activity, some posts, some comments, a way to start up a quick draft, and some WordPress news over here. You can custom tailor your dashboard by adding different things in, and sometimes widgets can add components onto your dashboard as well. However, the dashboard is your main hub for the activity on your website. So let's take a look at this dashboard and see what we can do from here. At the top, you'll see that we have at a glance, and that includes one post, one comment, and one page. Now, this is the default that is loaded in by WordPress, and you can see it right here on the website, and I'm on the site that we installed WordPress on. And you can see it right here, and it says hello world. Of course, it's the typical. You can see that there's one comment, and if we were to look at the comment, we could see, hi, this is a comment. To delete a comment, just log in and view the post comments. So from here, we can see what has happened, and this design comes from a theme, and we'll talk about themes a little bit later and how to customize that design. But for the time being, we want to first get an understanding for the different components of WordPress and where everything is located. So some of the first things that you're going to want to do in WordPress is to, for example, update the categories. The categories will play an important role in what you do in WordPress as far as the type of content that you're going to put out there. However, before we really dive into the categories, we really need to get into the settings. The settings of the website are going to determine what appears and the different functionality that you're going to want to have on the website itself. So we can see some basic settings here, and that includes the site title, a tagline, the URL, of course, an email address, whether or not anyone can register, the new user default role, and a number of other things including date and time formats, the language, of course. And once we are in the settings, there are other settings that we can look at as well, such as the writing settings. And there are things here that talk about the formatting, whether or not we want to convert emoticons, about XHTML, the default post category. Of course, we only have one post category defined, the post format. So there are a number of different post formats that can be used. And of course, the link category and a number of other things. Then there is also settings for the reading as well. We can determine what's displayed on our home page, the front page of the website, the latest posts or static page, and we'll look at that. And we can say how many posts, how many blog pages show at most. 10 posts, for example, is the default. Of course, syndication and search engine visibility. Ensure that this is not clicked, because this will discourage search engines from indexing this site. However, you can turn this on if you are just setting up your website, but if you forget to turn it off, then it's not going to be very good because you want search engines to index your website. So I would just say leave this off and don't touch this button unless you're serious about keeping your blog private. And then there are some discussion settings, and these will also be important because you're going to get comments. If you get comments on posts and pages and stuff like that, you're going to want to be notified, and you're going to also want to be sure that you stay on top of spam, because you might get a bunch of spam because spammers love to drop links and different spam into WordPress posts. And there are some media settings as well, and this just determines some default image sizes, where to store the uploaded files, etc. And I think that one of the most important things here is that you should ensure that you have the permalinks turned on and you use the post name. So the post name will convert the title of your post or your page into a URL, into a hyphenated URL. It'll remove the extraneous ones, and you can also define that when you edit individual posts or create individual posts. You can create a category base and a tag base. There's a number of things, but I would recommend just going with the post name. This is great for SEO as well. So in your permalinks, be sure to turn on post name and click Save Changes. And you also have limit login attempts here, and I would recommend making sure those settings are properly adjusted as well, because you want to limit login attempts if somebody is trying to break into your WordPress admin. So once you have the permalinks set up, I would recommend clicking on the posts icon, and you'll see that there is this one default post here that's been posted. And we could just remove that post by clicking trash, but let's go ahead and just click the post name. And that will allow us to edit the post. And here it is, it just says Hello World. And now that we've turned permalinks on, the title will be Hello World. So if I were to just reload this, I could just click on my new blog, which would take me here. And if I were to click on Hello World, here's the Hello World post, and the post name will be that permalinks that we set up. So in here, we can do all of the posting stuff. We can edit, we can add different things, and we'll look at that in the next lecture. But for now, we just want to take a brief look at the different sections involved here. We could go to media, and we could see the different images that have been uploaded. Right now, of course, there is no media here. We could also create links and link categories. Right now, this is all the default of what's included. We could also create some pages, such as an about page, a contact page, a privacy page, so on and so forth. And we could also moderate comments here. So we could come in here and moderate comments. And then we also have our appearance section, and we'll get into that a little bit later, which will allow us to change themes and customize things out a little bit, add widgets, modify menus, headers, so on. And then there are plugins, and we're going to discuss the different plugins and what useful plugins exist for WordPress. There is a users section as well, where you can see the different users who have signed up on your website. And there's a tools section, which will give you access to some tools such as importing and exporting, so on and so forth. So that is the basics behind WordPress and your dashboard. You can remove different things from your dashboard by simply clicking on the button and moving it around. And I can move this into different places. So I can move this below that, or I can move that below that. And you can move different things around if you wanted to. Of course, any which way you choose. And of course, you can also change some screen options. What do you want to have appear on this WordPress dashboard? You can simply just click on or click off any of these items. So that's your WordPress dashboard, and in the next lecture we'll take a look at how we can initialize our WordPress for first time use.